I'm going to show you how to find the equation for the line of best fit based on a table of data. It says let X represent the years since 2007, Y represents the sales in dollars. So X is going to be our year, but since it's the number of years since 2007, we're going to do a little conversion here. So we're going to say when X is equal to 0, that's our starting year, 2007. When X is equal to 1, it's 2008, and so on. So notice how the years are increasing by 1. So our converted X values can also increase by 1. The Y values over here are our sales in thousands. When we get these into our calculator, we're always going to put our X values into L1. We'll put our Y values into L2. So let's take a look at those calculator steps. To get to your list to enter in your data, you're going to press Stat, press Enter. And if you have numbers in your list like I do, there's a couple of ways you can get rid of them. When the number is highlighted, you can press the delete key. Keep pressing delete to get rid of those individual numbers. Or if you had a really long list or you just want a shorter process in general, you can arrow up highlight L1. Don't press delete. Instead, you're going to press clear enter. It gets rid of everything in your list. We're going to type in our X values, our converted X values, to represent the years 2007 up until 2012. We're going to go back and type in our sales. 330, 345, 370, 395, and 420. Okay. Once your numbers are in your list, to get the equation, you can go back to Stat, arrow over to Calculate, and you're going to choose option 4. LinReg stands for linear regression. And we want to say our X list is in L1, the Y list is in L2. In class, we talked about a process for storing the equation in Y1. If you're just coming up with the equation, you don't really need to store it. That's really kind of an optional step. It's just a way for the calculator to figure out your equation and then also store it into your Y equals. Or you could just have it figure out the equation, write it down in your notebook, and then you type it in the Y equals. So that's really an optional step. And then we're going to go down here and press calculate. Now, if you have the other calculator screen, let me see if I can figure out how to draw a rectangle. Okay, that's more like a square. But if your calculator screen looks like this, as soon as you select LinReg and it brings it up here to the upper left, after LinReg we want to tell it L1, L2 is the same thing as saying the X values are in L1, the Y values are in L2. So the way we get L1 is you press second 1, and then you want to do the comma, which is above the, no, it's over here, it's above the 7, and then do second 2 for L2. So if this is your screen, press enter. If you have a screen like mine, press calculate. And here we have the equation for our lines. So we're given our slope, that's A, our y-intercept is B. So we can write down our equation is 22.7 x, and we can maybe round that to 304 for our y value. So 22.7x plus 304. Now that we have our equation, you could use your equation to make some predictions. If you want to know what are the sales for a certain year, you could plug that year into X, but you want to think about doing your conversion. So for example, if you were predicting for the year 2017, this is 5 years from 2012, so the converted X value that you would plug in is actually X equals 10. So you could do that, or you could do a prediction, an opposite prediction. You could say, I wonder what year the sales will be $500. So you could plug in 500 for your Y value and then solve that equation for X. So those are some things you can do with your equation. Hopefully that was helpful to get a review of the calculator steps for how to get there.